Hey folks, Marty up north. Gotten a few requests on people wanting me to do a video on how I prepare the meals for my hikes. So this weekend I'm going, actually it's finally spring has arrived here in Alberta, and I'm looking forward to my first hike of the year. So this weekend I'm going to go on a 3-day trip, so I'm going to prepare meals. And like I've said on some of my videos, I like to prepare my meals in advance, package them kind of a military concept where they do what are called meals ready to eat. So I'll show you what I do. So raided the pantry, still have some leftover items from other hiking seasons, or grab things that are already around in the pantry. I got these sidekick meals, some cup of soup, some instant coffee, and then I just got back from the grocery store. So for me, hiking, it's about the destination and it's about being outside. It's not about the food. And I eat mostly for sustenance. I know some people probably really want to have some really good food out there. For me, it's not a big concern. So I'm going to show you what I do, but I think it does apply even if you're doing, if you want to do some fancier food. So here's what happens. So I start with my breakfasts, and my breakfasts for me aren't that complicated. So I take an old, well, you could buy new Ziploc bags. I got Ziploc bags here, the cheap ones that you buy at a dollar store, but I bring the ones back from my previous hike. So for me, my breakfast usually consists of oatmeal, and you can substitute the oatmeal for just about anything. You could probably put some cereal or some granola. So a typical breakfast for me is 2 oatmeals. So I'll put my 2 oatmeals in there, and then I'll bring granola bars. So when I'm hiking, I'll have a snack bar of some sort. So and what happens is, if I wake up in the morning, this is all ready to go. So when I wake up in the morning, I got my 2 oatmeals, my granola bar. I might have something else like perhaps a hot chocolate. So I'll throw that in there. I do carry common things, so I'll carry a little, all my breakfasts are powdered coffee. So I'll refill this, and I'll bring, this hardly weighs anything, but now I'm not going to break out the coffee into individual portions. You'll see by the end how it's all done. So I'll do my breakfast like that. And it's about variety. So, this breakfast is 1 kind of granola bar, 2 oatmeals, and a hot chocolate, and I'll call that a breakfast. And what happens in the morning when I wake up is sometimes I'm not hungry. So these are my rations for the breakfast. I might eat the 2 oatmeals, and then I'll put the granola bar in my pockets for the day. Now, this doesn't look like much, and it looks like I'm overcomplicating things, but trust me, when you start going on 5 or 6 day trips, you want to stay organized, because you don't want to eat too much. You want to ration yourself. So here's a breakfast, and because I'm doing a 3-day trip and I leave tomorrow, so I need 2 breakfasts. So I'll have a breakfast on day 2 and breakfast on day 3. And so I'll do variety. So that first breakfast for me was cinnamon in this case, and now I'll throw in, just to be different and to look forward to a different morning, I'll throw in 2 maple flavored oatmeals, and I'll change it up. So I'll throw in a different brand of granola bar. So in this case, a fruity granola bar, and I might throw in for variety again. I'll throw in something like maybe a tea in there. And I mean, these things weigh nothing. In fact, teas and coffee are things I like to bring a lot. You folks know I like to camp where I can make fires, and it's easy to always boil water. Actually, I forgot. I'll throw in a hot chocolate. Sometimes I'll treat myself. I mean, I'm not going far on this trip, so I can carry a little extra weight, so I'll throw 2 hot chocolates. So I wake up, I open my bag, and lo and behold, I got a treat because there's 2 hot chocolates in there. So nothing complicated. Here's a couple of breakfasts. Lunches is a similar concept. So here's a crab dinner. Now, the packaging that you get in a box of crab dinner, it's ridiculous, the amount of packaging that's in there. So, I like a crab dinner. You know, you don't need to bring butter or milk. It says to bring, you know, to cook it with butter or milk. But you boil it, you put the cheese in there, and you're good to go. And for me, I'll have a crab dinner and something like, you know, smoked oysters. So this is probably the only metal that I'll bring, but I'll clean that when I go out there. And instead of a granola bar for my lunches, I like a candy bar. This is a Canadian candy bar called Eat More. It doesn't melt when it gets too hot, so it's kind of okay. And I might even throw a tea in there. So there's a lunch. Now, a couple of things I haven't shown yet. So here's a typical lunch. Here's one lunch. Now I'll bring a bag of little cheese like this, these little Baby Bells. I'll probably tomorrow morning I'll keep these in the fridge overnight, but I'll throw these in the individual packs, or maybe I'll just leave it like that. I'll also bring some. You know, I don't put everything in the packs, the individual rations. I'll bring things that I'll keep separate like this. You know, I'm not going to put a handful of peanuts in every meal, but I'll bring some trail mix. I'll bring about a pound of trail mix for every 2 days. So I got one lunch. I need a second lunch. So a typical second lunch would be nothing fancy. Maybe an Ichiban soup and an Ichiban and another chocolate bar and perhaps another tea. So that's a small lunch and some cheese. Then a couple of dinners. Because I'm not going far, I don't mind, and it's only 3 days, I can carry a little extra weight. So I got these packs of cheese smokies. I could, if I was going farther, have some rations left over from last year. I could bring a freeze-dried meal, but for a lunch like this, or a dinner, I'll have a fire. So I'll bring some cheese smokies. I'll bring another one of my Ichiban soups, and then I'll bring a couple of teas. Maybe you know, you can never have too many teas. At night, you're sitting around the campfire. You make a fire. You constantly boil water, and I'll throw in another hot chocolate pouch. So that's a dinner. So I got a dinner. This one's not sealing properly. Problem with reusing some old Ziploc bags. I've used them so many times now. And then the second dinner, and I don't mind eating cooked sausage 2 days in a row, so I'll bring another pack of Smokies. Then I'll bring one of these sidekick meals. Again, and make sure when you choose these Lipton, or this is a Knorr meal, make sure you choose one that only requires water, because it's, I mean, if you didn't have milk and you had to just water, I don't think it'd be the end of the world. But and then I'll throw a chocolate bar, or a candy bar, again, hot chocolate. Actually, I'll mix it up, a different variety of hot chocolate, and another tea. So there you go. Quite simple. And literally, when I go on trips, even if I go with a family, if I go with my sons, everybody goes through the exercise and everybody makes their own meals. We might make some communal meals. That's why I got some bigger bags. I might make a two-person meal. This one's not wanting to seal very well. There we go. So there you go. 2 dinners, 2 breakfasts, or 2 lunches, 2 breakfasts. I bring some communal food, or some bulk food. So I bring some trail mix, some little cheese, my coffee. I forgot to buy some little packets of drink crystals, so I'll buy some some diet drink crystals. I don't need all the sugar. And then I quickly look around, and if I got a couple of, you know, leftover items, I'll make one last bag, sort of emergency ration. So an Ichiban soup, a couple of teas in there that are left over, a hot chocolate, an oatmeal. What else have I got left over? I got a granola bar or a candy bar. So this is in case something happens. It's actually quite amazing how much food is on the table right now. It doesn't look like much, but I'll pack all of this, and then I'll have a little emergency ration. So, I mean, this is probably, because of the sausages, this is at least 1,200 calories, you know, 1,000 calories, and then an extra couple, 500 calories. I could actually survive with this for 4 days, perhaps even 5. And then I have a first aid kit, and in my survival kit, there's a couple of cup of soup, some bouillons. So some of these things are very lightweight. You know, it doesn't take much to bring a couple of extra soups, and it can get you out in the bind. So there you go, folks. I hope this was helpful. I'll go on my trip, and you'll see me preparing some of this food while I'm on the hike. There you have it. Hot chocolate, granola bar, tea, typical breakfast. Sorry, and oatmeal. Same thing, oatmeal, granola bar, chocolate. No tea in that one, no big deal. Smoked mussels or oysters, tea, some good old-fashioned craft dinner, Ichiban soup. Pretty simple lunch. This one, just an Ichiban soup. Maybe I'll pick up some beef jerky on the way out. Typical lunch or dinner. This one, I already took out the sausages, but there's sausages with a pasta, sausages with an Ichiban, and some hot chocolate, some spare food, some trail mix, some coffee. We're good to go.